Hello Pisces, and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your weekly reading, and the image I get of you is you're standing on the edge of a pool. You know this is home base for you. You're about to do a deep dive into the water, which feels like home for you. It's like diving into the ocean, but you've got your eyes shut, so you're trusting. There's a sense of trust. There's a sense of knowing, having this intuitive knowing and knowledge here. And going, I'm about to do this deep dive into something and I don't know necessarily everything about it. There's a lot of unknowns. I don't need to see where I'm going. I just need to feel. It needs to feel right. So that's kind of it's like you're taking a real chance on something, but you're really trusting your intuition with it. So let's see what else is coming through for you, what other messages are coming in. And I was just going to say that this reading is sort of the aftermath of the energy of the Sagittarius full moon. And we know that Neptune, your ruler, has kind of been setting some challenges up to higher knowledge and intuition that's coming through with that moon. And it can cause confusion. But I think for you guys, you're going to trust that. You're used to trusting those energies. We've got the Tower, release revelation. Okay, so this is it. Let go of what it is that you thought you knew. Let go of where it is that you thought you were going. There's a sense of knowing you're about to dive deep into something, but you've got the blindfold, or we've got a blindfold on, or you've got your eyes shut, and it's like, I'm going to let go of all expectations. So potentially there has been some kind of huge release of knowledge of what you thought you knew on a higher level, which could be revelatory and which kind of has strangely given you the impetus or the sense that you can trust this new energy and step into it. So yeah, it's a lovely energy. We've got Sword 3, Uranus, Libra coming in. So the thing with it is, Pisces, is this could be a deep dive into a very deep healing, quite literally, because Sword 3, Uranus, Libra wants to free you from wounds. And in this full moon in Sagittarius, Mars is conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer, which represents your wound or the part of you that can heal or is a healer energy. And so this is where you are understanding how to heal a wound, and you've been shown how to do this, and also shown that it does require stepping into the unknown, stepping into the water of faith, compassion, love, spirituality, forgiveness, and knowing that you're taking a deep dive into that and trusting that those messages that you're getting here. So it could actually be where you're feeling a little bit sensitive as well. But there could be some beautiful healing energies of wounds, which is actually really, really nice to come through. And I like how it's got release with the Uranus energy wants to free you. The Tower is very Uranian. It's like an activated change to a sore point in your life. So yeah, look at all this. It just came out like the Tower, boom, something just released. 9 of Cups, you're going to be happy. The Moon, well, there's confusion around what's going to make you happy, but the King of Swords is like, well, I'm going to make logical sense of this. There's quite a few cards here. The 3 of Wands is, I'll test the waters and see what results are coming back. And what's coming back? Pluto with the Death card, transformation, major endings. The 8 of Wands, very clear, direct messages from the underworld about how things can shift and change in your life, how to make some positive shifts. Okay, so these cards are the cards around the underworld. The Death card is Pluto, that is the king of the god of the underworld. So let's see. We've got the 7 of Wands, the world. So you've got yourself in a much better position that you can now end a cycle around this wound and free yourself. So this is, and actually, it just feels like you're stronger in the world in general. So it's kind of feels like that there's a stronger world out there for you, strangely, is what I'm being given as well. But also we've got the 4 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles, which is there's a lot going on deep inside your mind that you're making sense of in a logical sense. A lot going on inside your mind. In terms of your rational mind, the King of Swords is very rational. So this is Mercury that's gone that's having a chat to Pluto and kind of giving you some messages. But interestingly, the moon energy is the intuition, the higher spiritual energies that can be like, this doesn't make sense intuitively. This doesn't make sense logically. And it can feel a little bit like I don't understand what the intuitive message is here, but I understand the logical message. But I kind of get, well, I don't need to necessarily understand or know. I just need to trust that higher spiritual energy that's coming through. So the Four of Swords suggests a big rest, a rest, and to kind of maybe take some time out and do some things on your own. With the Nine of Pentacles, because this is independence, being quite self-sufficient. It's a sense of also a shift in how you're seeing and perceiving your world, quite literally. It's this sense of seeing, suddenly appreciating some things or people in your world that were there all along, but for whatever reason you didn't quite... we just go along with life and then we forget about things or take things for granted. And it just feels like you've been liberated from an old cycle, and there's this sense of freedom that comes with that, which is really nice, and abundance in your ordinary world. And that's what you're seeing now. And, there's a mindset shift around it, which is really lovely. So a lot of messages around shifting and changing your perception and around abundance, which is really nice. I feel like this Four of Swords is taking a break to kind of think deeply on something and connect. So that's also an important energy. Let's see what animal energy you're working with here, Pisces. We've got the snake. Okay. Beautiful. I love this. So this is an element of earth. And what I love about this is because this is always when a cycle is completing. The snake is the everlasting cycles of life, when it's biting its own tail. So it's where the head ends, the tail. The head starts, the tail ends. And so it's this constant cycle of birth, death, and rebirth that's occurring here, which is really fantastic. And we can see there's a couple of major endings that are happening here with the Death card and the World card and the Tower energy. There's some sort of potentially karmic shifts that are going on here, which feels very potent. And what the snake is saying is, with the release of this cycle that's very much connected to something that has wounded you or hurt you, or perhaps it's like you're connecting to being a healer as well for some of you. The gifts of that cycle are coming to you. All those beautiful sparkling jewels that are inside the cycle are starting to sparkle and emanate. And so that's what's coming to you. There are gifts coming to you around this cycle, which is what this Nine of Pentacles is as well. Look, the character's got all those beautiful pentacles. She's got a bird, he or she, depending on how you want to take it. And it's like just these are the gifts, which is something that is very tangible inside your everyday world that you can see and feel and is very present with all your sensory experiences, maybe the things you can smell, touch, feel. It all feels really important. So there's gifts coming to you, which I think has got a lot to do with your sensory perception of your world, which is kind of fascinating and really interesting. But these gifts could quite literally be your own special gifts, your healing gifts that are coming through, which is something that might be activated in some of you as well. So there is some of you with the snake and the Death card might mean that you can work with things like esoteric energies, occult. Maybe you can do mediumship as well. Like these sort of things could be coming through, but it's not for all of you. But maybe you're going to start working a bit more with your intuition and those intuitive arts. But it can be very creative energy as well. So there are beautiful gifts that is going to be something that you are going to experience. You're going to see it through your mind's eye and the perception of your world. So yeah, that's it. Pisces, that's it. So thanks so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and take care.